Alright guys, so this I'm going to make into a John Constantine. It's McFarlane, Batman, I think Hush? I don't know. I'm not up on my Batmans. So I've separated the figure. Unfortunately, I didn't show the teardown. I don't know if you can see in here. But see where that white part is there? This is actually glued onto the figure right there. So you do have to gently pull it, it'll tear off. The arms, I just stuck a screwdriver. I'm sorry, I'm holding the camera. But the arms were in there, and I just stuck a small screwdriver in behind it and just pried it up, and the arms popped off. Not a big deal. This part here, I'm gonna try and get some green stuff or something and putty over this, sculpt in some kind of a t-shirt maybe. This is molded in, so I might grind that down before I putty over it. The neck, I don't know what the heck I'm gonna do there. Maybe just get my Dremel, try and grind down those lines, and try and scribe in a little bit of a neck, and hopefully it doesn't look too much like garbage. When this is on, if you're not familiar with, sorry, working one-handed here, with this figure, so that's about all you see in there, so I just have to sculpt that so it looks more like a button-down shirt. But that's all you see of the feet. Now I know he's got these weird boots on or whatever. I'm just going to deal with that because that should just be pant legs. But what I'm trying to get at here, get this back off. Sorry, bear with me here. Hold on a second. Alright, so anyway, these knee pads, you don't see them because they're underneath the coat, and they're just soft plastic. So what I'm going to do is reach in behind there. I can zoom in right in there with a knife and cut those off, and then I'll save those and reuse them for another figure. Since you can't see them, you won't notice that they're cut, and why waste them? It's a pretty cool knee pad. And I don't have any other lower legs to swap these out with, so I'll just leave those funky boots on. Who cares? It's just going to end up going on display. Anyway, so that's the arms he came with. I'm just going to give this color a repaint. I'm not sure which direction I'm going to go in that. I'm still going to try and have it look like a tan or beige trench coat or whatever. But I got to figure out what kind of paint I'm going to use on this soft rubber. See, probably do a test paint on the inside with some acrylic, see how that holds. If not, I have some automotive paint that I can paint this with, and that'll definitely stick. That's the stand that it came with. I just went through my heads I got. So this is a Condor head from the Action Force series done by Valverse. It's kind of not so much the hair, maybe, I don't know, kind of Constantine-ish. It's the closest thing I had. It'll be close enough. So this, I think, is from Dazzler. I'm just going to stick that in his hand. He can hold that. This is something from a Gundam figure I had. It's got this little tab right there. And this hand is just a fist. So I think what I'm going to do is drill a hole in the fist here and then insert that peg in there with some super glue, so that way it looks like kind of like he's doing some kind of like force field thing. But that's what I'm shooting for on this one. So hopefully I remember to do some more step-by-step type stuff. I think the first thing I'm going to do is probably work on these knee pads, get those off, because that's like 10 seconds worth of work. And then I'll probably start dremeling the neck down and probably start sculpting this, and that way the body will be done. And then all I have to do is work on the paint on these two, drill that hole in that fist, repaint the head, mostly just the hair. So I think Constantine's more of like a dirty blonde or blonde, something like that. And then put it on the figure stand and put it in a box until Christmas. So stay tuned. Alright, small update here. So I sliced those off. You can see those here. They're both pretty much the same. They came off pretty easily. Just peel the edge back, run a razor knife down there, they pop right off. So this, this stuff here is milliput. I just slapped that on real quick last night. Nothing too perfect, just because Constantine's always a little disheveled. And the tie in the green stuff is green stuff that I just sculpted on. So that's going to have to dry overnight, like this dried overnight last night. Once that's done, I'll do some sanding on these, maybe put a little bit of texture in them, things like that. And then I'll slide it back into this and make sure just all my gaps and everything are good. So that's basically it for that. I may do some painting either on the head or the jacket and arms. I'm not quite sure yet, but once I do that I will give you an update, so stay tuned. Alright, another quick update. So the arms, I think it's kind of hard to tell in this light. It looks darker than what it is in person. But I put some contrast paint on here because I wanted to dirty it up a little bit. Right now it kind of looks like a leather coat, but I'm going to add another coat of paint on here, but it's going to be a transparent paint in a lighter shade. Let's see what the heck that does. I also put a coat of that paint on his hair. Of course I just dropped it. I don't know if you can kind of tell, but then I'm going to put a different shade of transparent paint on this, a yellow shade, and try and make it like a dirty blonde kind of thing. So that's where we're at now. I'm going to do some airbrushing and get back to you. Alright, update on the head here. It's still drying a little bit, but I put the translucent yellow in there. Once this fully dries, a lot of that yellow is not going to stick out as much, hopefully. So then this is still wet as well. I just put an enamel white on it to base coat it and seal in all the milliput. It gets a little like absorbent. And then I'll put the final coat of white and whatever color I'm going to make the tie. So hold on a second and I'll show you the other stuff. Alright, sorry for the noise. I got my sonic cleaner working here, but as you can see, it's almost dry. The translucent, I think it's called sand color I put on it. It does look a little bright because I am directly under a bright light. But in person, it just looks like a dirty trench coat. But you get the idea. I'm going to do some more work on the other stuff. Drilling a hole in the hand, things like that. And then if I can get the shirt to dry enough, maybe start doing the assembly on it. I'll show you that later. Alright guys, final product here. So as you can see on the face, I did add the yellow to try and make him like a dirty blonde. Painted the tie, the neck, and I painted the magic thing, and I put another magic whatever in his hand. Let's see if we can light this up a little bit. Yeah. Doesn't look as good on camera. But that's basically it. That big. Alright, so let's look at the back. Alright. Let's take this light off. So I did add a little gray down here and to the fist, and as you can see, it's just drilled in a hole into the fist, and that just plugs in, and the other one, he just holds on to it. Like that. So that's basically it for John Constantine. Thanks for looking.